The Cowboys have made another signing as we have some massive Dallas Cowboys updates on the offensive line with the signing of former Cowboy Lyel Collins. We give you the latest news right here, right now on Cowboys Digest. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I appreciate you tuning into the show. Micah Parsons is for sure the talk of the town around the Dallas Cowboys, but they did also make a signing, and to take a break from Micah, we'll get back to it, but going to take a break from that and talk about the signing here of Lyel Collins. By the way, if you want to make sure you get your news on the Dallas Cowboys first here, then make sure you hit that subscribe button because over 80% of you right now are not yet subscribed who watch these videos. What are you doing? Today is the day, my friend. I would really appreciate it, and it's 100% free to hit that subscribe button. Okay, so we have this news coming out last week with the left tackle Tyler Guyton. What was originally issued as a potential torn ACL ended up being a bone fracture. However, he is still expected to be out 4 to 6 weeks. And so with that news, the Dallas Cowboys started looking around the league about who they could sign to help their offensive line. Well, in come former Cowboys tackle and guard combo, Lyel Collins. Now, they worked out Lyel yesterday. It was a really good workout, is what they said. He obviously played for the Cowboys back in 2015 through 2021, but he tore his ACL and his MCL back in 2022, and his career has kind of taken a little bit of a spiraling turn since then. And so questions started to arise. Is he good enough for the Cowboys to sign him? Should that be a move the Cowboys make? Well, now we know because we got this from Todd Archer yesterday at about 6 o'clock saying the Cowboys have signed Lyel Collins. This is all according to sources, reuniting the O lineman with the Cowboys. So obviously we have officially made the signing now after all the rumors, the workout, but kind of going to go back, look at the process of the signing, and of course look at Lyel Collins and how does he fit with this team. So let's start first with Lyel Collins and kind of the backstory with him in the Dallas Cowboys. Mauricio Rodriguez of A to Z Sports saying, quote, Collins started 71 games for the Cowboys between 2015 and 2021. And most recently, he spent time with the team in 2023 when he was temporarily on the practice squad. Collins was with the Buffalo Bills during the 2024 preseason, but his career has taken a challenging turn following a back and knee injuries, including a torn ACL and MCL at the end of the 2022 season, end quote. And so this guy was one of the top offensive linemen for the Dallas Cowboys for several years, but when he did leave for the Buffalo Bills, it was kind of an unfortunate leave for him because obviously the injuries started to come into his career. And for an offensive lineman, when you hurt your leg, when you hurt your back, it can really take a toll not just on your kind of capabilities on the field, but your mental capabilities as well, because you don't know, are you going to step back on a drop back trying to protect your quarterback and that knee is going to go out? Obviously, your back needs to be strong to kind of hold upright with those defensive linemen coming at you. So it is a lot of stuff for the offensive linemen to kind of think about when they have certain injuries that Lyel Collins have. Now, at the same time, what does that mean for him now? Because we're going into a 10th season here in his NFL career, and for offensive linemen, that's a very, very much a veteran. Obviously, we know, but the average offensive lineman lasts 3-4 years in the NFL, so the fact of the matter that he's even playing in the 10th year is actually extraordinary in its own right, but what exactly can we expect from Lyel Collins? Well, we got to talk to Dak Prescott. This was before the signing, but him and LC have played together. They've been friends, and they've continued to be friends even after Lyel left for Buffalo. And Dak Prescott had this to say on Collins. He said, quote, I saw Collins back there. It was a very joyous reunion. LC is a guy that I love. He's a friend well beyond that field. Hopefully, he kills this workout, end quote. And kill it he did, but I say kill it in a little bit of a light form because we also know the Cowboys are very injured at the offensive line. If we look at the injuries so far just right now, we have Tyler Guyton with his knee, as we just mentioned, Rob Jones, who broke a bone in his neck and will be out 1 to 2 months, Matt Wilzeko, his ankle, Hakeem Ajini with his concussion, and then, of course, Tyler Smith. I don't know if anybody ever reported this or if you know, but he did exit practice early on Thursday, but told media and fans he was fine walking off the field and returned to practice yesterday, Friday, and was doing just fine there. So no reason to worry about Tyler Smith in that light. But when you look at the signing of Lyel Collins, it's more about him being healthy than probably anything else, and Mauricio Rodriguez kind of puts that into perspective perspective, saying, quote, "As long as Collins looks healthy on Friday's workout, a signing is very likely to happen. The veteran has tackle and guard experience, and the Cowboys need the depth after piling up injuries on the offensive line during camp," end quote. So, as we said, if he was healthy and looked fine, they were going to sign him. We look at the offensive line and the depth it has right now. We know that Rob Jones is hurt out 1 to 2 months. We know that Tyler Guyton is hurt. At this point, I don't see Lyel Collins getting into a starting role. We'll kind of talk more about that as we get into the show, but I would honestly expect one of two things to happen with Tyler Guyton, at least that left tackle position, I should say Tyler Guyton's position for now. The most likely thought for me is Richards just kind of jumping in from the second player on the depth chart to that one player on the depth chart on the left tackle. But I would not be surprised if they decided to try and move Cornelius, a rookie, from the right tackle position up to the left tackle position and tried him out. Now, I don't know if he would immediately be like on the starting role, but him and Richards could fight that out for the starting position on left tackle, at least for training camp until Tyler Guyton is able to return. Now, for Lyel Collins' purposes, he can play guard or tackle, but there are other younger offensive linemen the Cowboys are more likely to give the starting chance to rather than Lyel. Now, that being said, it does make it kind of an interesting situation, or maybe not an interesting situation, but a fun situation that he has played on the Cowboys before. He's very, very good friends with Dak Prescott, even so that he said this to Dak Prescott's kids. He was talking with Lyel Collins and working out on Friday, and funny enough, Dak's kids was there, and Lyel Collins said, quote, "I'm going to protect your daddy," end quote. So it's kind of an interesting situation that, LC has been in this organization. He's worked out with this team. He's very good friends with Dak Prescott. He has a lot of the intangibles the Cowboys like. But the sad and maybe honest reality is that he is not the same Lyel Collins that we knew back in 2015 through 2021. There have been injuries, there have been setbacks. In fact, he got onto the practice squad for the Cowboys back in 2023, but never actually, advanced into the starting roster ever. And so for that reason, I don't know that this is a signing that will last through the 53-man roster cutdowns. And we talk more about the starting role here with Mauricio Rodriguez, saying, quote, "As for starting in place of Guyton, that's another story. There are younger linemen the Cowboys seem to be high on, so if his workout becomes a signing, Collins will have to fight to climb the depth chart," end quote. And he's right. If a signing, well, now we know a signing has commenced, the possibility of him getting into the starting role, I would say, is very slim because you're trying to build your team. And yes, you have the Tyler Guyton injury. Yes, you have the Robert Jones injury, who's going to be missing 2 to 3 months with a broken bone. So do I see him being on the 53-man roster at the end of camp? That's where I'm almost 50-50. And the reason is because there is not a lot of offensive linemen on this roster. You see a lot more or positions on the roster filled up more with this 90-man than on the 53-man roster. Now, the expectation for how many offensive linemen to carry could range anywhere for any different amount of teams. For the Dallas Cowboys, because of the injuries, you're probably expecting to carry around maybe 11, 12, at max, I would say 13. And so in that instance, you're also talking practice squad having about probably 1 or 2 members there. So there's 15 guys. As of right now, on the entire offensive line, there is right around 15 guys. But that doesn't include Lyel Collins. That doesn't include any other potential signings they make. Or if they decide to maybe go a little bit lighter and just hold the 10 offensive linemen and have a true 2-depth offensive line. So I think that Lyel Collins, because of the injuries, will at least make the practice squad once again, like he did in 2023, and kind of be on there in a reserve kind of slot for the Dallas Cowboys. But I don't know if we will see Lyel Collins at AT&T Stadium or on the field for an NFL regular season game for the Dallas Cowboys. I would have to, honestly, I say this in in the right manner. I hope we don't, because that means the rest of the team is healthy and that the younger guys are working out in the way the Dallas Cowboys franchise organization, and the organization has expected for them to work out. So that's kind of the hope that we sit here right now. But at this current time, they have made the signing. He's going to be working out in training camp. Obviously, without Tyler Guyton and Robert Jones, there is an importance to having depth at training camp so that you're not running the same offensive line unit out there time and time and time again with how many plays you end up running. So I like the signing. I like Lyel. He is, kind of a sneaky chance to maybe go back to his original form, and maybe there's a shot. I mean, he obviously has the confidence, and I'm glad that he does because that's what you should have in the NFL, that you're going to be out there and you're going to be the best on the field at your position every single time. But, yeah, that's all we got for you for now. Let me know about your thoughts in the comment section about this Lyel Collins signing. Do you believe that he'll actually end up on the roster? Do you think he'll be in a game for the Dallas Cowboys this season? Let me know all this in the comment section. And we're going to talk to you next time here on Cowboys Digest, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. There's a lot of news to cover coming up with training camp. We've got Micah Parsons news. We've got signings. We've got 53-man roster cutdown. We've got preseason. There's live streams. There's a bunch to get going, and I hope that you want to stick around for it. So for now, we appreciate you, and we'll see you next time here on Cowboys Digest. Peace out, guys.